Hey YouTube, this is PrimetimePokemon. In today's video, I'm going to be giving away this black and white theme deck. It's the Blue with Salt theme deck, and it has Oshawott Final Evolution, which is Samurott. That's the best card in the deck. You can't really see it there, but I'll open it up. Before I do that, I'll read the description on the back. And in order to win this giveaway, read in the underbar below. But what you have to do is you just have to like, favorite, and subscribe to my channel. You have to favorite and like this video, and then follow me on my blog if you haven't done that already. And then once you get a follower name on there, comment in the comment section of this video saying you've done all the necessary steps, and then say your follower name. And then in a week or two, I'll be giving this deck away. I'll be using a random number generator like I've done in previous giveaways, choosing a winner. So I'll just read the description of the Blue Assault theme deck. Your opponents will soon find themselves in troubled waters with the Blue Assault theme deck, especially when you unleash Galvantula. Its Electro Web attack is sure to leave them in sticky situations, and its Leech Life attack will keep your own Pokemon going strong. Use Basculin's Crunch attack to leave your opponent's Pokemon high and dry, while Professor Juniper brings you calm waters. Will you be able to batter the opposition with a Blue Assault theme deck? And then here's the list here. I won't read them too much, but there's a list of all the Pokemon cards you get in there. And if you do win this theme deck, you'll get everything listed right on this side. The 60 card deck, metallic coin, the checklist, damage counters, deck box, 2-player playmat, and then the 1 code card. So I'll open it up here. Looks like they open it a little different way than previous ones. Let's see if I can figure this out. So it must open like, yeah, that's what I thought. You just have to, like this. So here it is in here, and I'll open everything up and show you what you get. And then I'll review the deck and sort of go through what the strategy would be. So here's the blue coin of all the starters. Here's the Samurott promo card. Not really a promo card, just a different holographic pattern to it. That'll be used in the deck. Here is the promo code card, and I won't be as foolish and show the actual codes like I did in that black and white booster box opening, because those people redeem those cards just by watching the video. And this reminds me too, beginning of the next 2 months, I'll be giving away both the Superior and Embor theme decks as well. I might actually give those away a little earlier, but I'll be doing those reviews on the 1st of both July and August. So here's the cards. The checklist, card checklist here. You'll be getting that. The playing mat. The damage counters, burn and poison marker. You'll be getting all of that if you win the deck, and then I'll be reviewing it right now. So yeah, hopefully they're in order. It looks like they are. So, get the deck here so I know how many there are of each. So there should be 6 lightning energy in the deck. So they'll count them off. We'll count them off. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So there's 6 lightning energy cards. So there's probably majority of water Pokemon in this deck, and then only a few electric type Pokemon, and those electric type Pokemon probably have some water moves as well on it. Next we'll start with Oshawott. There's 4 Oshawott, so we'll just take a look at Oshawott right now. There's 4 Oshawott. Take a look at the card. So Oshawott's a basic Pokemon, 60 HP, water type, has 2 moves. And as you can see, only 1 colorless energy retreat cost, 2 moves, 10 and a 20, so a pretty average starter Pokemon, not bad to start the game out with. So there's 4 of these in the deck. I should have actually organized these before I set them down, but that's okay. We have a Duat, we have 3 of these. This is the evolution of Oshawott. Stage 1 water type Pokemon, 90 HP, so right around average. It has 2 moves. 1 does 30 damage and 1 does 40 damage, plus 20 more if you get a heads. So I would say this card's a little below average overall because it can only do 40 damage with 3 energy cards, whereas most Pokemon can do 60 damage every turn with 3 energy cards. We'll have to take a look and see what Samurott looks like. And then there's 2 Samurotts in the deck, so it's a 4-3-2 line. I'll take a look at the promo version. It's 140 HP, which is quite high. It has 2 moves. The first is called Pike. Does 30 damage plus 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, so that's good. It can spread damage. We'll have to see if there's any more spread damage cards in the deck. And then its second move, Surf, for 3 energy cards, it does 80 damage, so that's better than normal. So I'd say this card's probably a 4 out of 5, like I write on my blog there. So pretty decent final evolution there. And it doesn't really talk about it on the description on the back of the box, so Samurott's not probably one of the key components to this deck and how the strategy works. Next, it looks like we have 2 Simipour and 3 Panpour. So we'll take Panpour out and a Simipour, and we'll take a look at those. See what it looks like. So like I said, there's a 2-3 line, a 3-2 line. Panpour, basic water type Pokemon card, 60 HP again. And this one has 10 damage and 30 damage, which basic Pokemon, I'd hope it wouldn't be out there that long to have to attach 3 energy cards on it to it. But I guess if it is out there, it can do 30 damage after a little while, but I'd just stick to Scratch if it was out there right away. And then there's 2 Simipours, evolution of Panpour. Stage 1 water type Pokemon card, 90 HP. 2 moves. The first one inflicts the special condition Burned, and it does 20 damage, so not bad. I like those moves that do a little extra. And then its second move, Fury Swipes, 3 colorless energy cards, so that's where you can use some of the electric type energy cards. And it says to flip 3 coins, does 40 damage times the number of heads. So on this card, I would figure that if you flip 3 coins, more than likely you're going to get 1, maybe 2 heads every turn. So that does either 40 or 80, averages out to 60 after a while, so it's a pretty average card, not bad at all. Next on the list we have 2 Ducklets and 1 Swanna, so we'll take a look at that. There's a Ducklet, and we need Swanna. Sorry about this, I should have actually organized these cards before, but that's okay. So Ducklet is another basic water type Pokemon, so we've reviewed 3 basic Pokemon so far. This one has 60 damage, 60 HP as well, and can only do 10 damage with 1 move, Water Gun. So I would prefer to get either Panpour or Oshawott out there right away as a basic Pokemon, but this isn't bad. And then we have, it's a 2-1 line with Ducklet and Swanna. Swanna's a stage 1. If you notice, it is a rare Pokemon card. Stage 1, 90 HP, so right around average. Has 2 moves. First is Feather Dance. During your next turn, each of this Pokemon's attacks does 40 more damage. So you'd want to use Feather Dance before you use Aqua Ring, which does 40 damage. So if you used Feather Dance first, Aqua Ring would do 80 damage, which isn't bad for a Stage 1 Pokemon card. Only requires 2 energy cards. And then you basically switch this Pokemon out with one of your bench Pokemon. So what I would do is I'd use Feather Dance the first turn, Aqua Ring the second, and then that'd be it. You'd just be able to have it in there for 1 turn and then retreat it out. And maybe when one of your other Pokemon gets knocked out, then you'd put this Pokemon back in, do the same thing for 2 turns, and then retreat it back out. Next Pokemon on the list, we have a Galvantula, Joltik Galvantula 2-1 line. And that's one of the Pokemon they talked about on the back of the box as Galvantula's Electro Web attack and Leech Life. So we'll take a look at those 2 moves. 2-1 line, Joltik. So this is one of the first electric type Pokemon we've reviewed in the deck. Joltik is a basic, only 30 HP, which is quite low. And it only has 1 move, which does 10 damage, Leech Life it's called. And heal from this Pokemon the same amount of damage you did to the defending Pokemon. So in that way, Joltik has a little more HP, more like 40 or 50, but it's still quite low for basic Pokemon. You'd probably want to keep this on your bench, I would say, until you can evolve it into Galvantula, which is a stage 1 Pokemon card, 80 HP, so a little lower HP, which follows from Joltik only having 30, but its Electro Web move basically is like a scary look move. It does 20 damage and then makes the defending Pokemon unable to retreat the next turn. And then Leech Life, its second move for 2 energy cards, does 40 damage and it heals that amount from Galvantula. So what you would do is you would try to, I would say, if you're real close to knocking it out, you could use Electro Web, and that way the defending Pokemon can't be knocked out or can't be retreated the next turn. That way you can come back with Leech Life the next turn and knock it out, and then also remove 40 HP worth of damage counters from Galvantula that same turn. So this HP up here would be more like 120 HP, which is incredible for a stage 1 Pokemon card. The next Pokemon on the list is 2 Blitzel. So just a basic Pokemon, electric type. Just 2 of these. So it's another basic electric type Pokemon, 60 HP. So all the basic Pokemon reviewed in this deck have had 60 HP except for Joltik. So it looks like there's 2 electric type Pokemon, well, series of electric type Pokemon, 3 water, and then 2 colorless. So a good share to provide the energy cards. So this is Blitzel, basically 1 move that takes 2 energy cards, does 20 damage. So this is a card, people always ask me what to do, how to start a deck. What I would do, I would just buy a theme deck like this and one by one change out the weak cards. I would probably change out Blitzel as one of the first cards out of the deck, just because it's a basic Pokemon, only has 1 move, can't do anything else. Plus it takes 2 energy cards, when you could attach 1 energy card to another Pokemon and maybe even do more damage than 20. Or do 20 damage for that 1 energy card. So this is probably one of the weaker cards in the deck that I've reviewed so far. So that ends the electric type Pokemon. Now we're going to look at the 2-1 line of Tranquil and, well actually it's a 3-2-1 line of Pidove, Tranquil, and Unfezant. So we'll take this out. And I actually missed Basculin in there, so we'll take a look at that too. Tranquil and then Unfezant. So there's actually, I made a mistake on that. There's 4 water type Pokemon, 4 series, 2 electric, and then 1 colorless line. So I'll go back to the Basculin. They talk about this card's crunch attack, so it does quite a bit. We have Basculin, basic Pokemon, a little higher than the rest of the starter Pokemon, 60 HP or the rest. This has 70. Can only do the 1 move, Crunch. But besides doing the 30 damage, you can flip a coin. If heads, discard an energy card attached to the defending Pokemon. So I could see using this card, using Crunch, and then being able to use Galvantula quite soon after, and not being able to make, not having the defending Pokemon be able to retreat. That way, they're 1 energy card down, so more than likely they can't use their best attack, and then you use Electro Web, and they can't retreat the next turn, and then you can use Leech Life and hopefully knock them out. So that's what I would do with Basculin and Galvantula. And now the last line of Pokemon in the deck would be a 3-2-1 line of Pidove, Tranquil, and Unfezant. Probably don't start with the stage 2 card first. So we have the basic Pidove, 50 HP, colorless, just 1 move, quick attack, 1 energy card, does the 10 damage, plus it could possibly do 10 more damage. So here's a move that only takes 1 energy card and can do as much as Blitzel could do with 2 energy cards. So not bad for a starter Pokemon. 3 of those in the deck. And then we have Tranquil, 2 of these. Stage 1, HP 70, a little lower. 2 moves, Gust and Quick Attack. Has a possibility of doing 20 and 50 damage. So it's not a bad Pokemon card because it can do a vast amount of damage for only a couple energy cards. And you can evolve it into Unfezant, which is 1 of these in the deck. Stage 2 Pokemon card, 120 HP, so not bad HP. Can do a little more than average with the 3 energy cards with Cutting Wind. Can do 70 damage. And with Fly, this is one of those moves it's good if you get it, but it's bad if you're not. I prefer to stay away from these moves. It's called Fly. Does 50 damage, but you have to flip a coin when you use it. And if you get tails, its attack does nothing. If heads, prevents all effects of attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon during your next turn. So if you get a heads, if you risk using Fly and you get heads, Unfezant basically increases his HP from maybe 120 to, let's say, 150, with maybe the defending Pokemon might have about a 30 damage attack trying to be done against you. So that's the last of the Pokemon in this deck. Now we're going to look at the trainers. I forgot to mention too that we do have a total of 12 water energy cards. So we had 6 lightning and 12 water. So a little low for energy cards. Usually I prefer to do the 20-20-20 method when building decks. So there's 12 water energy cards. We'll just go through the trainers now. So we have a total of 2 revives. What this trainer does, it just lets you put a basic Pokemon from your discard pile onto your bench. This trainer is actually good for this deck because there are so many basic Pokemon in this deck. This deck doesn't really have that many stage 2, only with Samurott and Unfezant. We have Blitzel and Basculin, just basic, and then Joltik to Galvantula, Ducklet to Swanna, Panpour to Simipour are only basic to stage 1. So more than likely you're going to have a basic Pokemon in your discard pile that you want to get back. And Revive's a great way to get it. And you don't have to flip a coin or anything, so it's better that way. Then we have 2 potion trainer cards. This is just a basic heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon. It's actually quite good. 30 damage is quite a bit. It's half the HP from some of the basic Pokemon. 2 of those. We have 2 Pokeball trainers. And this says to flip a coin. If heads, search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. This would be used more than likely to get those stage 2 Pokemon cards out quickly if you want Samurott or Unfezant. The only bad thing about this is, like Unfezant's Fly move, you have to flip a coin, so you only have a 50-50 chance of actually being able to use this trainer. But the good thing with trainers, you can use as many trainers as you want per turn, so if you had both Pokeballs in your hand, you could use both of them and hopefully get a heads once out of 2 turns. The next thing we have in the deck is Energy Search. We have 2 of these. Just allows you to search your deck for a basic energy card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. The only bad thing about this is that it does get energy into your hand, but I would prefer if it let you search your deck and then attach it to that Pokemon. That way you can attach maybe 2 energy cards per turn and power up your Pokemon a little faster. We also have 2 energy retrievals in this deck. And then we have 2 Professor Junipers, which is the only supporter card in the deck. And supporter cards can only be used once per turn. We have an energy retrieval, 2 of these. It says to put 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. I actually like this card quite a bit more than the energy search because you actually get energy cards, but these things, the only thing about this card is that you have to wait a while until some of your Pokemon have been knocked out or you've had to discard energy cards for a move, that type of thing. 2 of these, and then the only supporter in the deck is Professor Juniper, and it just says to discard your hand and draw 7 cards. You would want to use this supporter card when you've used, a lot of trainers at once, had to discard some cards from your hand, used a lot of energy cards in one turn. Anytime you have maybe 3 or 4 cards in your hand, or you're just looking for new cards in general, you can use this card. And you could actually use this card right away if you wanted, and discarded all of your cards, drew 7 new cards, and then used energy retrieval, and then hope that you had 2 energy cards that you discard and then get those back right away. So overall, this deck doesn't seem overly powerful or anything, but it's a good starter deck. I would change out a few things if I were to actually use this deck. I would probably take out Blitzel for sure, maybe add another Galvantula or another Samurott, that type of thing, and just work more on higher evolution cards. So before you go, make sure and favorite and like this video, and then subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already, and then follow me on my blog. Once you get a follower name from there, comment in the comment section of this video with your follower name. And if you're not sure what exactly to do, read the underbar in the description of this video, and all the directions will be in there. And then in a few weeks, I'll choose at random one of the comments that have done all the necessary steps, and you only can enter once. And that lucky person will win everything you've seen in this video. So thanks a lot for watching. Before you go, check out all the links in the underbar below. My blog link where I review Pokemon cards every day. So if you like the kind of reviews I did in this video, definitely follow me on my blog. I do reviews every day. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more deck reviews on the first of the months. And stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.